Hello everyone and welcome to my Royal Family Today update channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Rafael Nadal was devastated by Queen's reaction to his meet and greet snub. The tennis player denied a meeting with Her Majesty before an important match, and she didn't stay to watch him play in exchange. Rafael Nadal will miss the Wimbledon Championships this year after undergoing hip surgery in June. The star was obliged to take action after injuring his hip flexor during the Australian Open in January, thereby ending his chances of winning a third championship. In a video that went popular on social media, he was seen encouraging his fellow countryman Feliciano Lopez during the Mallorca Championships. Nadal is expected to miss the full 2023 season, but he hopes to return to the Open season next year, where he has achieved tremendous success across numerous competitions, including his favorite, the French Open, where he has won a record 14 titles. After being forced to withdraw from Wimbledon last year due to an injury, the Spaniard had been unable to compete in the prestigious event for 2 years. He has made a number of sacrifices to accomplish his achievement, including declining a rare invitation from the late Queen Elizabeth II. It was over 10 years ago, in 2010, when Nadal acknowledged to turning down the invitation, preferring to focus on his Wimbledon second-round match. Her Majesty had requested him to meet her at the All England Club, which was unusual given the Queen's lack of interest in tennis or tennis players throughout her reign. She had only been to Wimbledon a few times before, and this was her fourth and final visit, and the first time she had been since 1977. Nadal was concerned that he wouldn't have enough time to prepare for his key encounter, which was scheduled as the day's final match. "It was disappointing for me," Nadal remarked at the time, "but the Wimbledon club knows I have my routines before the match. I knew it was going to be a tough match. I had to practice around that time, so I couldn't meet the Queen. I have my rituals. It's difficult to prepare for a match when you don't know when you'll play. You have the third match, but if something happens there, you are on court before. I had to practice at the time, so meeting her was out of the question." While the celebrity had anticipated the Queen would stay to see his match, the Queen left after Britain's Andy Murray won. "Seriously, I thought the Queen was going to be at my match, and I would love to meet her after the match," Nadal continued. "But that wasn't possible because I believed the Queen had already left. It was disappointing for me. I was delighted to meet her, but it was also a crucial match for me. You have the third match, but if something happens there, you are on court before. I had to practice at the time, so meeting her was out of the question." While the celebrity had anticipated the Queen would stay to see his match, the Queen left after Britain's Andy Murray won. "Seriously, I thought the Queen was going to be at my match, and I would love to meet her after the match," Nadal continued. "But that wasn't possible because I believed the Queen had already left. It was disappointing for me. I was delighted to meet her, but it was also a departure of Prince Andrew from Royal Lodge has been quietly shelved while Fergie heals. The Duke of York's ex-wife, who still lives with him at Windsor, is recovering at home after a single mastectomy. Plans for Prince Andrew to relocate out of Royal Lodge and into Frogmore Cottage have apparently been quietly shelved for the time being as his ex-wife Sarah Ferguson recovers from a single mastectomy after being diagnosed with breast cancer. Last week, it was confirmed that Frogmore's former residents, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, had officially evacuated the residence after being ordered to leave earlier this year. Since Charles became king, there has been speculation that he intends to relocate his younger brother, who is no longer a working member of the firm, from Royal Lodge to Frogmore, both on the Windsor estate. Andrew is claimed to be opposing the transfer from his 20-year house, where Fergie also lives despite their 1996 divorce. However, following her 8-hour operation, the Duchess of York is recuperating at Royal Lodge, putting any planned transfer on wait. According to a source, plans to leave Royal Lodge have been quietly shelved until she completely heals. Frogmore Cottage, which is much smaller than Royal Lodge, is still vacant after Harry and Meghan were asked to leave earlier this year, having not lived there since their departure from royal life at the beginning of 2022. The deadline for them to move out passed last week, as their final goods were sent to their house in Montecito, California. With Andrew's annual allowance from the Crown reduced, there were concerns that he would no longer be able to finance the upkeep at Royal Lodge, which costs millions of pounds. The Duke agreed to fund the costs of home renovations as part of his leasing agreement, and he has already put a significant amount of money into the property. His ex-wife has lived there with him for many years, and the two remain close as co-parents and now co-grandparents. The surgery was very long, getting on for 8 hours, and it was more involved than people think, a friend of Fergie's told the Mail as she recovers at home. Today, the message she wants to send is that she is grateful to those who saved her and considers herself extremely fortunate to be alive. In particular, the Duchess wishes to thank the two incredible surgeons, Christina Choi and Stuart James, who performed the operation, as well as the entire medical team who worked tirelessly. And Meghan Markle emerged from hiding for the first time since Frogmore's expulsion. After officially leaving Frogmore Cottage last week, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex were pictured holding hands and seeming happy together in California. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were photographed beaming as they made their first public appearance after being evicted from their Frogmore Cottage home in the United Kingdom. The duo was smiling, laughing, and holding hands as they left an office building in Santa Barbara on Friday, according to photos obtained by Mail Online. Both Harry and Meghan were dressed casually, with Harry wearing a cap and sunglasses and Meghan wearing a white top, brown shorts, and a cream sun hat. They were leaving behind a karate studio, a hair salon, a Pilates studio, and the Self-Enquiry Life Fellowship, which promotes higher yoga and Himalayan meditation. They were escorted by an unidentified man who is assumed to be one of their security team members. The pair has now formally left Frogmore Cottage, their home in the United Kingdom, after King Charles asked them to leave earlier this year. The home is a Crown Estate property that Queen Elizabeth gave to the Sussexes following their marriage, with Harry and Meghan investing £2.4 million for renovations. Following the termination of their Spotify deal and rumors about their connection with Netflix, the couple's future outside of the royal family has recently come under investigation. Harry and Meghan have inked major deals with some of the greatest brands in entertainment since stepping down as working royals in 2020, but it was recently disclosed that the couple would no longer be producing any new content with Spotify. The parties claimed in a statement that they were proud of the work they had done together, which consisted of only one season of Meghan's podcast Archetypes. Following the success of their docuseries Harry and Meghan, which was broadcast in December last year, they are now rumored to be working on a new Netflix series based on Charles Dickens' novel Great Expectations. Meghan, the ink still fresh on her management deal with the ultimate Hollywood agent, Ari Emanuel at WME, is still pursuing creative and commercial opportunities, royal critic Alison Boshoff told the Daily Mail. It was a solo deal, not her and Harry, and it was a huge coup. In the meantime, Harry is said to be returning to charity and campaigning work, planning a return to Africa to film a documentary following in his mother's footsteps, a venture that will see him travel to the continent alone. Their ambition to become a global humanitarian power couple appears to be on hold, at least for the time being. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.